Designed as a sanctuary for childbirth, Tarasana honors the sacredness of birth through an architecture that is emotionally, spiritually, and sensorially attuned. This space recenters the body in the birthing experience and acknowledges the vital role of nature in human development. Tarasana was conceived as a birth center that honors the act of giving life through a sensitive, spiritual, and body-centered architecture. It reconnects birth with nature, placing the body in its rhythms at the core of the experience. Immersed in the lush jungle landscape, Tarasana invites a return to instinct, rhythm, and connection, offering a holistic environment where architecture supports not just physical birth but the transformation it represents. Every design decision, the organic form, natural light, and connection to the jungle and mountains seeks to create an environment that respects the body's physiology, the intimacy of the moment, and the bond with the surrounding landscape. The womb and the toroid share a dynamic shape that symbolizes the continuous flow of energy, representing a space of protection, transformation, and constant balance. Tarasana was conceived as a space that holds life, just as the womb holds the fetus, an architecture that becomes a womb itself. Physical forces, both feminine and masculine, are expressed through light and shadow, foundation and structure. The design weaves together these opposing energies and forms, reflecting the harmony found in nature. The womb and toroid, inspired by the toroid shape, symbolizing the continuous flow and balance of opposing energies, reflecting the dynamic harmony of life embodied in Tarasana's architecture. This led us to draw inspiration from the toroid shape, which represents how energies integrate and flow continuously, creating a constant movement of balanced forces, just like life itself. This figure symbolizes the union and dynamic flow between opposing forces that complement and transform each other, reflecting the vital essence and harmony we aim to embody in the architecture of Tarasana. The structure of the project was based on ferrocement construction system combines the rigidity and durability of concrete with the flexibility and strength of steel, resulting in a lightweight, strong, and adaptable structure that allows for organic and efficient architectural forms. A toroidal structure functions as a continuous closed ring that evenly distributes loads along its circular form. This geometry allows for high structural efficiency, as forces balance and transfer through the curvature, reducing concentrated stress points. Additionally, its enveloping shape creates a protected and dynamic central space, symbolizing integration and flow, and bringing a sense of unity and continuity to the architectural design. What it is currently Tarasana functions as a holistic center where, among other activities, ceremonies are held. While this may relate somewhat to its original purpose, the reality is that it has not fully realized its primary function, providing a dedicated space for childbirth services. Like in the movie Fantastic Planet, instinct becomes a threat. Humanity drifts into chaos. Birth, often violent, silences the woman's body, disconnects the newborn, and dissolves human connection in favor of monitors, scalpels, and protocols. How we are born shapes the psyche of our society. Society's history is a struggle including control over the body that gives life. How do we honor our ancestors, sustain women's intuition, and transform birth spaces from efficiency to care? This is the stage where architecture, wisdom, and human dignity intersect. Ancient birth systems, rigid and hierarchical, designed women as vessels for future labor. Rituals became rules, care became control. These early blueprints of birth laid the foundation for a society that values efficiency over life, a machista capitalist world. Alienated not by hospitals but by myths and morality, motherhood was assigned, not chosen. At alignment begins when the body is reclaimed. For most, birth happened in harsh, inhospitable conditions without science, comfort, or autonomy. Only a few birth with dignity. For the majority, birth meant survival, not care. Fact, architecture shapes spaces, minds, and society. If humanized spaces serve only a few, alienation, inequality, and loss of meaning persist. Because it doesn't just shape spaces, it shapes individuals, it shapes systems of thought. And as long as humanized spaces remain accessible to only a minority, society will continue to reproduce alienation, inequality, and loss of meaning. Repoliticizing the architecture of birth is not just an act of design, it is an act of social, ecological, and spiritual justice. It means restoring birth's collective power and with it healing humanity's fractured roots. Thank you.